Oh
Told you.
God. Oh God. That is so horrible.
Told
Oh,
you.
I'm an ass.
It exists.
God.
And
And
you're laughing.
I know because that is so horrible. God. God.
Just saying.
God, that is so horrible. Damn.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a horrible person. Well, I knew I was going to hell. I knew I was going to hell the day I told a priest I hate his fucking church. So, But man,
Yeah,
now
there you go. Now you can say you've seen it all.
fuck. God.
If you're going to test a theory, you've got to take it all the way to its logical conclusion.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Oh,
And it worked.
God, I am such an ass.
I'm really sad I couldn't see the look on Dylan's face for that. Just saying.
I almost took off my camera because I was like, because I had a feeling it was going to be the 9/11 stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was like, oh shit, no, they did not do the 9/11.
Was that or it was going to be like snuff porn?
Up.
Welcome to pre-roll.
Honestly, it'd make more sense if it was snuff porn. I'm sorry. Okay. That wouldn't have. That I probably would have been like, okay, that makes sense. Shit. God.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Fuck.
And then kill.
Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I have nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. On the high now. You can't bring me down. On the high now. You can't bring me down.
The fuck is up? We're back with another episode of World 11 Podcast. Before we dig into all the good stuff, you can and should, as always, find us at our home on Podbean at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. And you can always catch us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, YouTube, live right now on Twitch. Like the Facebook page, follow the Twitter, and Kathy's working on one of those weird Gen Z Instagram things. So I think, yes. Did I get it all? I got it all. I think I got it all. I got it all. Fuck yeah.
Choose your fighter!
I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me tonight, we have Josh the LaGru,
Hello.
Kathy, Lord of the Stream,
Hello.
and on audio only tonight, we've got back with us finally, Mr. Dylan.
how's it going?
There he is.
Yay.
He was kind of logged down last night with tree issues.
Oh, yeah.
Please leave these alone.
Leave him alone. You're right. We need to leave this alone.
That's
was
what we
really
need to do.
weird.
We need
Would
to,
you
like,
kindly? Would you kindly?
would you kindly?
Would you? Fuck off.
That's what we need on our Instagram. We need to start screenshotting all the ridiculous shit that happens in group chat.
I thought that was a safe place, so.
Yeah, I thought so too. No, nobody's gonna talk on that chat anymore. You understand that, right, Larry?
It's done now. Yep.
Let's
I'm
put
just
it this
saying
way.
that string of puns would be beautiful.
No, it was not. It was not. No,
That was just glorious.
no, it was not. That was
Yes.
I-
you-
it is
that was
really-
heinous. That was heinous last night.
It was glorious like my morning wood. I couldn't help. There was one last one to be had there.
I axed you nicely.
Yeah, I know, and I just refuse to leave it alone. Oh well. What the hell was that?
That's on Dylan's side.
Well, we are off to a great start with tonight's episode. I don't even remember what the hell episode we're on, to be honest.
Oh,
And I
God.
think I've got wait a minute, hold
It
up
just
here.
says the dumb leading the blind on mine.
Yeah, I know. I think I actually still have it on that.
That's apt.
Possibly still accurate. Oh God.
At least
So-
it's not on Fortnite, okay? I mean, well, you know what? Maybe I should put it on Fortnite. Might get us more viewers.
Right? Just start doing that. See how long till anybody notices. Speaking of, did you see on the YouTube channel last week's we got a comment from a food and travel YouTube channel?
No. Oh shoot! I don't want to report us.
This is how
What?
bad I've been. I haven't even been looking at the. I'm supposed to be doing the YouTube channel. I haven't even looked
And
at
I
it.
know why it happened too. It's because of the title of the episode
Food
last
porn.
week was
Food porn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you clearly did not actually watch this. Oh God.
You know what? Maybe we need to,
Branch
out
out.
a-
Branch out. Yep.
Right.
I was just gonna say
Right.
that. We said at the same time.
Well, see, last time Eddie was here, I told him like we need to just quit our jobs and we need to do like a new show for like Travel Food Channel, and it's just gonna be me and Eddie road tripping, talking about the next place we're going to eat, and then eating there, and then doing the same thing again. Because literally, that's like 90% of what happens when Eddie comes to visit. It's just food and then talking about what's the next food.
Sounds like my
So-
visit to my house. Drives my
Sounds like a
parents
good
nuts.
time.
Sounds like a good time. Yeah.
Right, exactly. You wouldn't watch that shit.
I'm telling, food is
Like,
good.
I'm
Come on.
tragically sad that I do not have footage from the first time I exposed Eddie to Porta Pit, because I discovered that this was a local thing. It did not dawn on me that Porta Pit was not like just nationwide, because why the fuck isn't it? And he's like, the hell is that? What is Porta? Dude, I fucking whipped a Yui in the middle of Edison Road in traffic midday, turned around, pulled into the gas station, went, never mind, change of plans for lunch. So, which it was great because you'd never seen a black man look like he'd just seen the Ark of the Covenant before.
Wow.
Oh, it was beautiful. Anyways,
Sure it was.
right. So,
Video games.
Kathy, what have you been playing?
Shit. I'm not even ready to go first.
Yeah, here
Okay.
we are.
Yeah, well, should have gone to Dylan. He's been gone longer. Anyhow. Oh, where was I? Shit, you made me lose my place. Oh, not much, actually. Yeah, now that I think about it. There's only 2 games I've been playing. The perennial favorite, Fortnite. And then got started
Perennial
on...
or perennia?
And then I got started on The Witness. And Larry has been helping me out. Thank God, because I would have given up on that game fucking long time ago. No, I shouldn't say I would have given
Oh,
up on
you
it.
would.
No, I wouldn't have given up on it, but I would have had the walkthrough on the other screen going through it, and yeah. But,
Let's be honest, it is way better without the walkthrough.
no. I'm realizing that I am not good at exploring. I'm sitting here just dreading going back in and just thinking of all the ways I can get the answers from you.
Yeah, but you know the feeling of satisfaction when you figure it out is amazing.
It is the best. Well, no, it's not the best. There's other things that make that better. But anyhow, it is definitely a good feeling when you figure out the puzzle. And it's a good feeling when I figure it out without having to ask for Larry's help, because then I don't feel like a dumbass.
Yeah, no, that game works very hard to make you feel very smart when you figure something out.
Yes. but it's been a lot of fun. So
I think there's
But-
something to be said too for getting clues that lead you in the right direction
yes.
and that aren't super blatant clues,
Mhm.
just enough to give you the right nudge.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Plus, it keeps me from falling asleep during the stream, and also and I never realized how dangerous playing the Witness could be, and that injuries can occur while playing the Witness, not to the character, but to yourself, because I
Yes.
suffered an injury during our last playthrough. And you were right; it was the 130 mark
Yep.
of the
Now,
last stream.
for the record, so far, Kathy is maintaining a successful no damage run of the Witness, though. But she has yet to unlock the jump ability.
I'm playing it on hard mode, instead of easy
Yes.
mode. So, but, I started, we always talk about the games we're playing. One thing I've been very quiet about, and one thing I notice is very lacking, is mobile games. And so I'm going to also start including all the mobile games I play, because I play a shit ton of mobile games, and that might be something I might add to our podcast. They're stupid games, but I like them because they're stupid. So, but I'll start that next week. So yeah,
Right on.
but that's really it. Fortnite and the Witness. Things have just been crazy in life, just like with all of us. And but now I'm gonna have a lot of free time. I'm so excited. So much more gameplays. So yes, that's it.
And Dylan, what have you been playing?
Oh, when I have time to play. So me and the wife have been playing Thimbleweed Park. Thimbleweed Park, sorry, not Thimbleweed Park.
What you meant? I forgot I fucking loaned that to you.
Yeah. We've been playing that. I've been playing. I picked up when I was in Chicago for my interview last week. I picked up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the board game Codenames.
I am not actually.
Yes. That's a good game.
So Brooke and I are playing. I picked up a different version of Codenames called Codenames Duet, where it's cooperative instead of competitive, and we're having a lot of fun with that. And then by myself, I have been playing MLB The Show 2019 on PS4 because it's baseball season.
Who's your team?
I am a Atlanta Braves fan. I grew up in Georgia. I've been to a couple of games. I'm actually going to go see the Braves versus the Cubbies on the 26th of June. And I'm hoping Atlanta crushes them. That's
Yes,
Brave
I hope
man
so
making
too.
that statement here.
I hope so. I agree with you on that.
even braver going into their field. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the Cubbies too. So I mean, either way, whatever way it goes, I grew up, when I grew up in Georgia, rooting for Atlanta, but when I lived in Chicago with my grandma, we went to a couple of Cubs games when I was a kid, and I liked them as well. So they're both kind of. It's gonna be an interesting game because, it's gonna. I'm gonna
Evan's
root.
having a real visceral reaction to this Cubs talk, by the way.
And I've been playing The Division 2, which has been a lot of fun. And I started a couple of games on PC. So I never played Bloodline, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines.
Okay.
And 2 was coming out, so I figured I'd give that a shot. So I started playing that, and that game's got some, the graphics don't hold up, but the story seems to be really in depth. And I'm playing a side off of the Witcher series, which is really beautifully drawn and animated. but not like it's not like a main Witcher game. It's kind of I think it's based off of the card game Gwent from the Witcher series, and then the whole game's RPG. It's like a 40-hour RPG based off of it, and it looks really interesting and fun. And I've been playing a Pokemon ROM hack on my phone called Pokemon Gaia.
Oh.
And that's actually very, very well made and a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with that as well. Like when I'm taking a shit, that's what I'm playing. So.
I'm gonna say the last Pokemon ROM hack I heard anything about, or Pokemon like fan anything, was Uranium.
Yeah, so
that's been a few years.
Like the popular one that like got Nintendo's attention and kind of got like shut down. But there's a whole community of like ROM hackers that base the ROM hacks off of like Pokemon Fire Red, or Crystal, or Sapphire, or these games. And yeah, there's quite a few different ones that I've been testing out, and so far Gaia has been one of my favorites, and it's probably the best one I've played. I mean, I played Uranium, but it definitely had its problems. Uranium was cool because it made a whole bunch of its own Pokemon, but it didn't have any of like real like established Pokemon. I had a couple, but you still want to have like a good blend. Whereas this one's using all the established Pokemon with like a new story and a more challenging kind of difficulty and an open world, which is kind of fun. Like you can kind of hit the gyms in whatever order you want. Obviously, it kind of leads you direction, but you can hit a couple of them kind of whichever way you want to go. And I've been, like I said, I've been enjoying that as well.
Okay. All right.
That is what I've been up to.
Are you all pumped for Detective Pikachu?
Yes, I am. I'm very much looking forward to going and seeing that. And for whatever the whenever Sword and Shield come out later this year.
Right.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu is going to be dope. I feel like it's going to be really good. So I'm excited for that.
Olivia actually wants to go see Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
She's been watching the ads and getting very excited about it.
Maybe we could get together to see it together.
It's actually going to be Olivia's first time at the movie theater.
Oh, nice. That's a good one to go to.
I'm hoping she does well with it.
The board game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That one, that's Gloomhaven.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a heavy hitter of a board game. That board game's kind of cool because it continues on every time you pick it up, and you can play it solo with friends, whatever. And the world changes as you play. Like it's pretty in depth and awesome. I'm a big fan. I like board games a lot.
Board games are awesome.
I have a pretty large collection of them, and they keep amassing because I have a problem.
That's a good problem to have.
I want to, I don't know, maybe review board games at some point when I have time and I'm not like, working 60 hours a week and going to school.
You need to come hang out some more so you and I can bust out some stuff. I don't get to play Catan nearly enough. Alhambra hasn't seen the light of day in like 2 or 3 years.
See, Catan's always been one I've wanted to try, but I've never actually gotten a chance to play.
Get your ass over here. We're playing some Catan.
You need to play it.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
I'm down.
So,
we'll have to. I'll bring up Gloomhaven, and we'll have to play that at some point when we both have, like 6 hours. So
right. That sounds like a Sunday adventure. You're gonna come down. You and I are gonna hit up hangover brunch, and then we'll spend an afternoon of Gloomhaven.
It sounds great.
So, Right on. And Josh, the fuck have you been playing?
Well, I haven't been playing too much. I got a couple of my import games that I imported in. So I got Robinson the Journey for my PSVR. And I just put that in today, and I'm really kind of liking it. It's like I'm thinking it's only going to be a couple hour game if I want to play it all in one sitting, but I probably will break it up. You kind of land on this planet, and you're kind of trying to figure out what happened to everything. And it's like there's dinosaurs. It's pretty cool. So I haven't really got too far into it, so I don't really know too much about it. But that, and then I got Gunvolt Striker Pack for the Switch.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys remember Gunvolt from the 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is both games, and they've been so it's both games for the Switch on a cart, and they've been upres, and then the frame rate has gone from 30 to 60.
Ooh.
So it's really actually buttery smooth. And I've played only for about 30 to 45 minutes so far. But I'm really liking it, so I'm gonna get more into that. But I recommend. I don't even think they have them in the U.S., but I imported it from the U.K. for $20. So
Yeah.
that was with shipping. So
That's not
like
bad at
Oh,
all.
No.
jeez. No, that's
no,
That's
right
awesome.
here.
I swear that came out in the States.
I don't know if it did. I couldn't find it. If I did, it was too expensive. That's why I imported a couple of these games, because everything's region free now. So
Right.
why
it
not
fucking
do it?
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the only really two things I've been playing. I played a couple other things of VR. I'm gonna have a big VR session tomorrow. I have a friend coming over, and my wife's gone for a few days, so we might just hang out in our underwear and play VR. Because I can.
So Josh,
why-
that gives me a great new idea. So we're gonna put you on stream.
yeah,
and-
no.
We're no, follow me here. We're going to invent a new version of charades with you on stream. We're going to get you streaming VR games, except instead of actually watching what game you're playing, we're just going to watch you on the camera playing shit in VR, and everybody in the chat tries to guess what the fuck you're playing.
Oh, that'd be
Ooh.
fun.
And I got a lot of VR games.
Oh,
so
that
we
would
could-
be fun. I like that idea. Jeez.
So that the Striker Gunvolt
VR
did come out.
charades.
Ooh.
It
See,
did
I
come
swear
out.
it came out in the States.
Yeah, but it's more expensive. That's why I didn't get it here.
I don't understand why it's more expensive in the
Yeah, it's
States.
like
That makes
$35
no
on
fucking
Amazon, but I get it for $20 if I import it.
sense. Right.
And they pay for it. It takes like 3 weeks to get here, but who cares? So
Yeah, I mean, it's not like anybody's in any rush for that shit.
no, but it's a fun game.
That's
So-
already yesterday's jam. So
Exactly. So it's a fun game. I like it. I'm enjoying it so far.
but yeah, right on. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I've been getting my retro PC up and running, but I found a few more games. I found some stuff that will run on my PC now, which I could stream probably easier. So I might just start doing that kind of stuff.
That
Okay.
reminds me, by the way, I do have the dig on my GOG, so I can share it out with you if you want it.
Okay, it's only $5, so either way, I mean,
I know.
yeah,
It's $5 you can keep in your pocket. Shit.
that's true. So yeah, I mean that would be a good game to stream, I think, because it's kind of one of those ones that went through development hell and kind of came out the other end pretty decent. So
Oh, it came out amazing. Plus, I mean, as stream goes, that's especially for a point-and-click game. That game has a lot going for it in terms of streaming, keeping narrative and dialogue going fairly consistently and steadily throughout.
yeah,
And has a solid early 90s late DOS cinematic feel.
oh yeah, it's good.
If you watch that now, that shit totally holds up. So I've watched just full playthroughs of it within the last year, and that shit legit holds up.
I think that game does hold up. I think it's kind of a timeless classic, really. The story
It is.
is engrossing, so even if you're not into the kind of play style of the point and click, you're gonna like the story.
The story's phenomenal. The voice work is still spectacular.
Yeah.
The cast and the reading was excellent. Also, if you really like the story, there is actually a novel that goes with it.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
didn't know that.
The book is excellent. There's going to be some changes to some of the story stuff to make it work in story form, as opposed to like video game P&C. But it's the story. The book is really good.
Cool.
So that was a middle school read for me. So, but no, I loved that book. Everything about that whole game is just amazing. And the fact that they did what they did with that long ago on that much limited tech
Yeah.
is just amazing. Still to this day, that's a universe I would totally love to go back to. So, but in any case, so that's another thing to another reason you guys should totally check out our Twitch channel, because not only do we have the Dumb Leading the Blind up and running now with the Witness, but we're also getting ready to launch Command Prompt with Josh.
Yep. It's gonna happen.
So old school PC gaming streaming on native old school PC hardware.
That's what I'm aiming for.
That's legit awesome. That makes me giddy inside in just all sorts of tingly feel good ways.
I'm wondering if I should set up another camera so people can actually see me on the old PC.
I think you should.
Yeah,
And
and then
at the very least, at the beginning of like each game, maybe like a tour of the hardware.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be
Well, I was
cool.
also thinking about that, and then thinking about, like a lot of these I have complete in box, so I'll
Yeah.
open the box up and do like a little mini unboxing kind of it before I start playing it.
Fuck yeah.
That is actually very popular. Yes.
All right, so I think that puts me in the squeaky seat. I've been playing. I dabbled some more with Kensho. I'm not quite as enamored with it as I was when I first picked it up, but I think just I need to sit down and play it when it's dark and like kill the lights and put some headphones on and throw the 3D back on, because that was totally working for me when I just set the mood in the room. What else have I been playing? Still dabbling with some Dust, Elysian Tale. I haven't had as much time in the last week as I did last week, but Dust is still fun to piddle with. I'm grumping at the map system a little bit, because I don't like the fact that the map squares are not one-to-one with screen squares. That annoys the shit out of me.
I know, that's why I don't like that game. It's one of the reasons I don't like that game. It's annoying.
But I mean, it's still pretty. The voice work is great. The story's enjoyable. It's better than not bad, but it's not totally amazing. Fidget still makes me giggle. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
You literally fly everywhere. So that was probably one of the greatest things ever. That's right up there with Recore, the climby spider bot that's afraid of heights.
Oh yeah. I can't remember the name. Yeah.
The little spider bot was amazing though. That thing was like the most adorable fucking mech creature ever.
I honestly thought as a whole, I know Eddie's not here, but I thought that game was good. I mean, I just thought it was a great, like, 6-7 hours that I just got to zone out and play in this world. And you could play a lot more than that, but that's what I played, and I enjoyed it. So,
Eddie and I talked about this when it came out. It was good to a point. My problem is that it pulled a Spyro. Was that the collectathon got a little too obnoxious?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the homing beacons, or the quest beacons, were wonky. They did not work right. Like at least half the time, and it was super irritating to try and find shit. It's like
I agree.
This whole world should have been littered with these fucking spheres and orbs, and instead there's literally just enough to the T to make it through to a next gate. And so you know, if one of them's a pain in the ass to find, you can't fuck off and go find another one somewhere else to, you know, take its place. You have to find the giant pain in the ass one.
Okay,
I did
that's
not
fair.
like that. And
Yeah, that's
again,
fair.
that, you know, that's one of those things that should have been left in the 90s with Spyro. So, but that aside, I mean, the story was good. You know, the acting was excellent. The animation was great. The execution on the whole DLC thing was atrocious.
Oh yeah, I didn't even worry about that.
Like, hey, see this whole part of the game over here? We're gonna show it to you, and we'll let you play with it when the DLC comes out eventually, years later. Don't worry, you've forgotten about it. Never mind. So, like, god damn. What the hell's wrong with you? That irritated the piss out of me. I'm like, seriously, you literally had you had to have just been sitting on this for years. There's no way this was not done. Like, you had this whole area fucking done in the game. The only thing stopping is you did not give me access to the mech to do it. Unbelievable. Just.
What the hell was
I don't know.
that?
I think it's on Dylan's again. It worked out good.
Yes, it did. Oh God. It does make me wonder, though, if Microsoft is going to give ReCore the Ori treatment, and ReCore's maybe the next mid-tier game that gets a surprise sequel.
I don't know. I think they wouldn't do it without Inafune and all that. And I don't know if he's willing to do that again.
Maybe.
You know, I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would like take the. I don't even know if they own the IP.
Oh, that's true.
You know, a lot of times Microsoft just does these one-off deals, and they don't own the IPs. A lot of places do that.
Yeah.
So, either way, I mean, I'd be up for it. I'd love to see how they iterate on it, and make it better.
Yeah. You know, maybe sell me the complete game this time. That would be an improvement.
Yeah, I did enjoy it though. I thought it was a good.
I did
mid-tier
too.
game. I thought it was a good mid-tier game.
It
I
was.
didn't get lost in the weeds too much with it. It was just was a good distraction. It was kind of like it was a throwback to how games used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay.
The platforming and like world navigation was a lot of fun. You know, and the combat was fairly rudimentary, but it it had just enough to keep from being stupidly tedious and boring, but it wasn't so overly complicated that it just irritated the piss out of me.
Right.
And then on top of that, it had that whole like fishing core thing. You know what that reminded me of? There was a PS3 game that you use the 6-axis motion to like fish souls out of creatures, and I can't think of the name of the game now, but it was really fucking cool. It was a fucking great game too, and I'm blanking on it. It was early PS3. But that whole like you know, ease off pull thing reminded me a lot of that. And it felt good. It didn't feel cheap. It had just enough forgiveness to it to make it really enjoyable. Let's see here. I was getting ready to boot up the last Penelope and haven't gotten to yet. But that was one that I kind of bought in a fit of games on sale a couple weeks ago. I really kind of want to play more Clock Simulator 2. It sounds entirely stupid, but I actually want to play more of that. Again, that game has is way more fun than it has any right to be. It's very creative, and it would not shock me if like one or two people from the WarioWare team like left Nintendo and started their own studio, and that's where they started, was Clock Simulator. It feels right to that theory. So I'm sure it's not, and it's going to disappoint me if I actually look it up to verify that fact, so I'm not going to, because I know the reality is just going to be way less interesting than what I've made up in my head.
Right.
So, oh shit, I played something on 360, my Xbox One. No, it was a 360 game though. Oh, I played some Portal.
Okay.
Because I wanted to puzzle while Kathy puzzled, because I was all about that puzzle life.
In other words, he was bored.
No, I wasn't bored.
He was bored.
My thumbs were bored. There's a difference.
That is
I've
true.
done Portal so much that it's one of those just like background, I don't need to think about it things. And once you know Portal 1 inside and out, the motion is so kind of like rhythmic and smooth. It's a good
You should do a quick run of it, speed run of it.
well, I know I would be no good for speed running. I literally just play it for quiet fun time, and because the dialogue still makes me snicker and giggle. But again, too, I wouldn't want to run it on the stream because I don't want to get in front of Dumb Leading the Blind, because that's on the docket. So, but in any case, that's most of what I've been playing as far as I can think off the top of my head.
We should do sometime. Like the
cut out.
co-op.
Was that? Yeah, I'm dying to do Portal 2 co-op with somebody. I got to start it years ago with a buddy of mine, and we never got to finish it. I would love to finish the co-op in Portal 2, because it actually has like its own set of like dialogue and
Right.
story to it, which that's just fantastic.
One of my all-time favorite games. So like, if you want to run through, I never got to finish the co-op either. So if you want to start and go through it, I'm down.
What? You and I are going to fix this. And as a matter of fact, if you have the capacity, Dylan, I'm feeling like we should be streaming that through the channel,
Yeah, I'm down.
because that will not spoil the main story campaign for Dumb Leading the Blind with Kathy.
Yeah,
So
I am down.
I love this idea. So I'm in for that.
I love.
We could actually.
Yeah. Portal
Did you ever get to start the co-op on Portal 2?
I started it. I just never got to finish it.
Okay. So, all right. I'm totally game for that. Let's chat later and figure out when we can make that shit happen.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, that's it for Oh My God Video Games. So we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna be back with this week's bonus round. Kathy's dying to know what it is. Yeah, that look says everything.
I am so dying. Yes, that's the best way to describe it. Yes.
No, you're gonna like this one, Kathy, because you're gonna get to contribute some thoughts here.
Oh fuck.
You have experience with this, so you get to contribute. Actually, Dylan does too, I believe. I think. So, but anyways, so we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and that means this is everybody's favorite part of the show, where we say break. Welcome to the bonus round. This is the middle part of the show where we do something fun, weird, and just kind of a little offbeat for a few minutes, just to break up the monotony of our nonsense. So this week for bonus round, we're dipping into just about the last of my reserves of this. We're going to be taking a look at and a sampling of
No,
Hellboy Hellwater.
no, not fair. Shit, not fair.
We have here Hellboy
Not fair.
#1 issue Hellwater Cinnamon Whiskey.
That shit is good. Damn you for doing this on stream.
So we're looking at a 33.3 percent alcohol volume here. We have spectacular artwork up front. Let's get a closer look at that. Hellboy #1 Hellwater Cinnamon Whiskey. The back reads Hellboy Hellwater. Cinnamon whiskey is 100% American made and craft distilled. American soldiers discovered Hellboy on December 23rd, 1944, after a Nazi experiment brought him into our world. Dedicated to the BPRD, www.darkhorse.com. So, this was gifted to me for my birthday last year, and I've been slowly picking at it since August. We're down to the last little bits here, so it's almost a year aged at this point, and it's either my hazed recollection of my birthday party, or this is actually Kathy and I and Dylan and I were discussing a couple weeks ago. I firmly believe that this has actually mellowed out a little bit since the first time we cracked it open in August for my birthday. If we get a good whiff here,
You are an ass.
it definitely has that up front you immediately think Fireball, except it doesn't come off quite as obnoxiously powerful as Fireball. It's a little more mellowed out, like Wrigley's Big Red. So, and flavor-wise, let's give it a nice pour here. Let's have a look.
You're evil. I'm just gonna say that
I
you are
am.
evil.
I am.
God
Give
damn
it the pour.
I can't even watch. Can't even look.
There it is. Right there in the nice little shot glass that Eddie had custom made for me for my birthday as well. So
This is sad.
now Dylan can chime in here too, because Dylan, you were here for this. You got to experience some Hellboy Hellwater.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's shockingly good, really, because like I hate cinnamon whiskey kind of with a passion,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
and I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. I was surprised at how good it was,
It was excellent. Yes.
because I'm kind of a purist, and I look at cinnamon whiskey as a bastardization of what good whiskey should be. Like,
Right.
it's yeah, it is remarkably good for, cinnamon whiskey. I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
Now speaking as someone myself that I don't do whiskey much, because whiskey usually does not sit well with my stomach. The one exception that I've ever found with any consistency to that rule is Jameson. Hellboy Hellwater obviously does not fall into that category in the least.
Right.
But it does actually sit pretty comfortably with my stomach, which is a little weird. I don't know what it is, but like Fireball does not sit with me. The Hellwater actually does. So let's give it the little sipping taste. And it does have that wonderful cinnamony flavor to it. But again, unlike Fireball, it doesn't have that super overpowering.
Which is
I
nice.
will say, right. I will say though that much like Fireball, Hellboy Hellwater is definitely not a sipping whiskey. Not by any means. It really is best experience as a full shot. It is a sipping whiskey. It doesn't sit because you get a little too much linger and aftertaste. and you don't get the full punch all at once like it should deliver, like that big red mean crushing fist should, which feels thoroughly appropriate considering its namesake. So with that being said, let's let Mr. Hellboy swing that fist, and we'll take the full shot. Here's to another great episode with some of my favorite people. Huzzah! Ah, there you go. Dylan's got something. We can hear it. Now,
Is the Singleton from the Game of Thrones collection by Glendolan. It is actually surprisingly smooth. I think as a person that you like whiskey doesn't sit well with you, I think you would actually probably do pretty well with the Singleton. It's like really smooth and almost sweet for a Scotch. It's not super peaty.
see, Scotch I can do. It's literally just whiskey that I have an issue with.
Oh, one light. Yeah, well, maybe you're drinking the wrong whiskey, man.
Like I
You know,
said,
I-
Jameson always sits well with me. I can
So-
literally do a full bottle of Jameson by myself in a night and be just fine. You give
If you-
me a shot of Jack and I'm gonna hurl.
Yeah, well, so Jack is too sweet. It's a sour mash. Like, I'm not a big fan of Jack Daniels. Jack's good with Coke. Jack's a good
Yeah.
mixer.
Mix it.
whiskey.
Mix
It's
it.
a good mixer.
Mix it.
Yeah. If you want like a good bourbon, I would say like a Knob Creek or even like a Bullet, or Maker's Mark's kind of on the weaker, more harsh side, but it's a good like well whiskey. But like if you want like a decent priced solid bourbon that's not gonna like kill your stomach, like a really decent like Wood Reserve or Knob Creek, something like a little higher tier than a Jack Daniels. Like you're probably gonna pay like $10 more for a bottle, but it's definitely gonna sit well with you. You can enjoy it. You can shoot it. You can sip it. You can gargle it. Whatever floats your boat. I'm a big fan of the Woodford Reserve. Those guys make a good whiskey for not an insane amount of money. So, I mean, if you ever need whiskey tips, I like to think of myself as an amateur connoisseur. Okay, I drink a lot of whiskey and I sample a lot of whiskey. I'm a sucker for a like old fashioned looking bottle.
Right.
Sometimes I've been disappointed. They get me.
Don't
with
get me
that.
wrong. I love like I feel like we should call it whiskey art.
Yeah. Whiskey art will get me a lot of the times because
Fuck yeah. It's got a very so many of them have a great like classic Americana feel to it.
yes, but that doesn't always translate to a good whiskey.
No, it doesn't, but I feel like it should be its own genre of art.
Yeah, I agree. I collect them, some of the better ones.
Yeah.
I really like some small batch stuff. If you got like $80 to kill, and it's not the best rye whiskey I've ever had, but the local like Journeyman distillery here in Michigan, in Three Oaks, they have a really good. It's called a Featherleaf Rye, and it is one of the most beautiful bottles of whiskey I've ever laid my eyes on. And it's very tasty, but like it's not $80 tasty.
Right. Like it'd do better if they had just tweaked the pricing on it.
Yeah, it's more of a like a 60. So it's probably like a $60 whiskey. $80. I mean, you're asking.
You
You know,
pushed it just a little over the mark.
Yeah. $60, I think, would be the right price. $80, you're looking at like a good 12-year age Lagavulin. Like $80 is like some high class whiskey. You ain't that high
Right.
class, sorry. Like it ain't
I'm a classy broad.
Yeah. But the artwork, I mean, if you're considering if you look at it like you're paying $60 for the whiskey and $20 for the bottle, you could look at it that way. Because
Right.
I think it's just very nice in its simplicity, and the bottle's very well glass blown. I don't know. There's just something about that bottle that I really like.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe I'll put it in chat here if I can find it.
yeah. So, but that's I will say speaking of my really only kind of disappointment with the Hellboy Hellwater is I feel like they could have done a little more with the bottle. I mean, it's the bottle's fairly straightforward, which I don't have an issue with. It's got just kind of the little nice hand grips to the side, but I feel like kind of let down, cheapened by the fact that the cap here is actually just a really cheap plastic as opposed to something nice. If it had just been a metal twist cap, that would have been a solid way to go. They could have totally printed the little insignia for the BPRD on there. Would have been excellent. Or done something just a little more unique with it to really tie it all together aesthetically. But I mean, as whiskey goes, it's not really my thing normally. As cinnamon whiskey goes, it definitely sits atop the dog pile of cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. And it looks like the Feather Rye has actually went down in price to $60, which is
Where
it
there you
should
go. Somebody was listening to you.
It's $40 now and $20 for the artwork.
There you go.
Right.
That's
So
steal.
at that rate, it's a steal. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I like I said, I enjoyed that Hellboy whiskey quite a bit for being a cinnamon whiskey.
yeah, I think I got about 2 or 3 shots left in here. So, but in any case, yeah, that's this week's bonus round with featuring Hellboy Hellwater, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes with the third half of the show. And we're back with the third half of the show. This is where we either deep dive into a special subject or topic, or like tonight, we make our way on over to the news desk. So, Josh, you've curated some stories for us from the previous this past week here. What do we got first on the docket?
Let's just go over some of the stuff you can get for free on PC. Right now on the Epic's Game Store, you can get your copy of Transistor absolutely free, which is a fantastic game. So if you haven't played it, why not play it now while it's free?
I have every intention of playing it, and I'm going to turn all the in-game music off, and I'm just going to listen to Korn's Twisted Transistor on repeat. Just the one song over and over and over for
Your
hours.
ears will start bleeding. So from that,
you know what? If it hurts that bad, I can just anesthetize this bitch. So I don't think I'll get tired of it though. Like, I legit listen to that song probably a solid 2-3 times a day at work. So
yeah, I used to listen to it a lot too. So
it's I think it's one of their better newer songs.
the video's pretty cool. So
Right. I say it. I think a lot of their stuff kind of went downhill since he got fucking clean and sober. But Twisted Transistor, I think, is a solid exception to the rule there. So, but yeah, no, if you didn't pick up your copy of The Witness on the Epic Games Store for free, you've missed your chance. But Transistor is up now, and World of Goo is coming next.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
It is. Now, of course, if you haven't fucking played World of Goo by now, what the hell?
Pretty much. Yeah.
But
Great,
again,
you're making me feel really shitty because I've never played it. Thank you.
Wait until it gets free. You can play it then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
this far in, free is exactly the right price point.
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, never
Yeah,
played
'cause
it.
that was like early Wii. That was
Yeah.
one of the first Wii downloadables.
Yeah, well, thanks for making me feel real good for not playing it.
Ah. So, kind of on the same path of this is the Epic's Game Store, and it's getting a little flack for not the actually Epic Game Store, but the developer of Borderlands 3, getting quite a bit of flack from community for basically Randy Pitchford's comments. You know, he's he has a big mouth. He has a big mouth, basically.
Yeah, he was on Twitter this past weekend, basically explaining why it was good to go onto the Epic Games or put Borderlands 3 exclusively on the Epic Games Store.
Right.
And the community is obviously not real happy with his comments.
And what did Mr. Pitchford have to say for the viewers at home?
I have to find it because I remember reading it and I just cannot find the article.
It's fine. Yeah.
I know I posted it. I gotta find it.
I do recall reading something in there being about the fact that when it does come out, the Epic Game Store will not be in the same state that it is now.
Right.
Which
Right,
is part
and
of what some of the complaints are. And frankly, that's fucking legit.
Yeah, and then there are going to be, and even Epic Games has said that there are things that like Steam does that they're just not going to do,
Right.
and then that's not their goal here.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Steam, I don't know that it started out that way, but Steam turned into a thing where they're, all about trying to drive this big, huge player community. And Epic Launcher doesn't have to be that. It is perfectly okay to just be a fucking store.
yeah, store for
Yeah.
games. That's fine.
And that's why I don't understand the whole, issue with having to go to a different store. And we know it's coming to Steam. It's just temporary, going to be just on Epic exclusive. But again, I don't get what the big issue is. And it's like we've talked about. This is good for the consumers having this.
Yeah.
Having multiple options. Yeah, I know Dylan and we talked about how I think I have like 7 game launchers.
Yeah, you have
right
a
now.
lot. Yeah.
I do have a lot, but again, they don't take up much space.
They don't cost you anything.
Yeah, I mean, if they were all costing me a shit ton of money, then yes, it would be a different story. Now, I can understand for those who maybe don't have computers set up like mine. Like mine is specifically designed for gaming, streaming, and it has a lot of memory, a lot of storage, and it can the graphics card, everything can be handled by my computer. So maybe for somebody who doesn't have that, I could see their issues. But if you're going to play games, get a fucking gaming computer. They don't cost that much, and you can get a good system for about the same you would pay for just the basic stuff. So,
I don't even see the issue with that because, again, it's not like you're talking about, needing to be able to run. It's a fucking launcher.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you can run the game, you should have no problems with a fucking launcher.
So I do know some people have issues when they have multiple launchers. I've talked to some people when we're playing Fortnite. They've had issues with playing because they've had multiple launchers for different games, and that can wear down their system a little bit. I always ask them,
games are you trying to run at a time?
well, that's what I keep telling them. I keep asking, how many games do you have up? But they swear they don't have them running at the same time, but they say it just sometimes can mess up. And I'm like, okay, whatever, but I'm
all
just-
take
I'm
that
just-
with a healthy dose of skepticism.
I did too, but I can't sit here and tell them,
Right. I can't prove it wrong, but it smells funny.
A little fishy, but whatever.
So yeah. But no, I mean, and the other thing is too, you know what? For all the people that are mad, about Epic's launcher and, having to get another launcher if you want to play Borderlands 3 on launch date, guess what? Steam made it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Steam fostered an environment where, quality stuff gets fucking buried the instant it fucking hits Steam. And unless you have huge bucks to throw behind it, there's no way you're going to hold yourself on the front page long enough to actually, make a dent in anything. And on top of that, just flat out, Steam made it easy enough for Epic to come in and undercut them by giving the publishers and developers a better cut
And
of
what
the
they want.
profit.
And what they want. They want
Yeah,
they want their
exactly.
games to make money. And that should be good for everybody. All of us that love games, and you always hear about these publishers going out of business or these studios going out of business and all these people losing their jobs. I mean, this is the kind of thing that has to happen. We have to see innovation in this space because one giant corporation controlling all of PC gaming is not really that great for everybody.
And you can thank Fortnite for that.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly.
what I want to
You can.
Here's what I want to hear the Epic Store haters argue. Your game does not cost you any more. The people that made the game that you want and probably end up liking
Right.
get paid better and better compensated, which means they are more encouraged and incentivized to make more of the thing that you would like. Why do you hate this?
Because as Dylan said, the Epic Games Store currently is not the same as Steam. There's not the buyback program where you can't sell back, get a refund at this time, and their customer service department is very lacking at this time. But again, as I would argue on that end, is Epic's Game Store is still new. They are still just building it up and trying to figure out what their needs are, and they do have it. It's just not the same as Steam. God, I lost his name. It was on the tip of my tongue. Like he said in his tweets, Epic Game Store is going to be
Pitchford.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking something else. Pitchford, as he said, the Epic Game Store is going to be something completely different by the time Borderlands 3 comes out. So the main complaint that that the people are having about the Epic Store and how it's set up, those complaints may be gone. I mean, Epic is very good about listening to the feedback and changing. I see it in Fortnite all the time.
Right.
People may, they are trying to please their customers. They will get there. And I think, and truthfully, if people want the game, they're going to go. So they may be complaining now, but it's just like with anything. They complain now. The minute the game comes out, they'll get it.
But yeah, if you want to play it on launch day, you're gonna get it.
They're going to get it. So
Yep.
it's just people, it's that elitist attitude, I think, that's coming out that we
Yeah,
always see.
Well, because
I'm
for
gonna-
years, I mean, literally for years, Steam was the only place to get games.
Yeah.
And so everybody got used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their friends and whatnot, and they have all their systems set up, and they all love, the quote unquote PC master race. They're all like, and they watch us, they watch the people that play consoles fight over exclusives, and they thought it could never happen to them because they're all on
Right.
PCs. But
Right.
this is the way exclusives are going to happen in the PC world. They're
Mhm.
still going to run on PCs. You're just going to be on a different storefront. And like I said, I struggle with that whole thing, like to see why it's bad. It's all good for everybody that
And
loves
this-
games.
Now, the only time it'll become an issue is when they start charging to download
Right.
their launchers. And that's where I'm a little concerned. Could we see that coming? That these companies will start
Well,
charging for those launchers, start charging monthly fees to be able to play their games.
my whole thing is, I think the minute you see that, the one company that doesn't charge is going to be the top. So it'll be, and they won't do it unless they all do it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do that. It's just like the same thing on the console side with getting rid of discs-based games. One company's not going to just all of a sudden just do it for everything. They're all going to have to come together and say, we're all going to do it or none of us are doing it. And I don't see that happening anywhere in the near future, at least not right now.
So here's another thought to throw into the fray here. So you mentioned that one of the complaints is that the Epic Game Store doesn't have a buyback refund program. I would argue right now it doesn't need it.
No, it doesn't.
Because unlike Steam, the Epic Game Store hasn't been flooded with broken bullshit.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, Steam's lack of quality control has led to the need for that versus Epic going, okay, we're taking stuff that is safe and trustworthy that we know and going, this is what we'll put on our store.
Yes.
And leaving it at that instead of it being a fucking free-for-all,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, they're very selective of the games that they've been putting out. They're not just they're not just putting anything out there.
They are curating a store. They're not just throwing trash and shovelware onto it. So
right. So
I feel like if something drastic were to happen, like Borderlands 3 comes out and it's got a game-breaking, unplayable fucking problem, that Epic would probably stand up and go, we did not see that one coming. Here's your money. Our bad.
Yeah, they would. They'd figure out some way to give back to the customers who purchased it. So, yeah. They would. But again, that's been evident throughout seeing all the Fortnite stuff. And, as a member of that Fortnite community, I've seen how Epic does take care of their customers and how they try to get everyone involved. Their store is doing very well, and I think that's part of the problem is people don't like the competition. Like Josh said.
Oh no, you're gonna have to work harder to not suck so much. Boo-hoo for you.
yeah, they might
Fuck
actually.
off.
Steam
Thou
might actually
shalt
have to, Valve might
be,
actually have to start taking Portal, maybe make Portal 3, or do something innovative.
Again.
Do something innovative instead of just sit behind a desk and collect all their money.
Because Epic is still working on the Fortnite game, and they keep pushing out new stuff, and it is getting better. I know I was complaining about, when we were talking about how Fortnite sales went down a couple of months ago when we were looking in January, I guess, when Apex came out. There was that, Apex is gonna destroy Fortnite or whatever. Fortnite has been coming out with new stuff. So again, Epic is paying attention. They keep changing stuff that they're bringing stuff that people liked in Apex into Fortnite and making it work for Fortnite, which is drawing the people back to Fortnite. So Epic knows what it's doing, and that's the thing. They're paying attention.
Well, and it's not like Steam is going to go anywhere.
No, it's not.
No.
Steam could very well still keep its very well cornered niche of indies everywhere, everything. It is definitely right now, and probably will for the foreseeable future, be a much more indie friendly platform, at least in terms of getting yourself out there. Now, as far as actual exposure, that's still a huge problem with Steam. But the other thing too is that if Steam really wants to try and get back on on top of it and in front of it, Gabe, you're going to start needing to get some exclusive stuff to Steam, and the best place to get that's going to be the least amount of hassle is from Valve making their own fucking games again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
Make exclusives.
Yeah, you've got a great stable of IPs.
Yeah.
Use it.
Right.
Well, if they were making
Christ,
money the
it doesn't
easy
even
way.
have to be like the most, a 20-hour romp through Half-Life 3. Jesus, where's Team Fortress 3? Because TFT, went for how long?
But it's not
People are
easy
still
money.
playing.
They gotta actually do a lot more work. Come on.
I
Why would
feel like
anybody want to
Team Fortress
work?
will be easier money than like Half-Life 3.
But it's
That's
still
what
too
makes
much
that help.
work. We gotta actually develop something. Oh, come on. No.
So, I'm sorry, I don't see this cutting into Valve's bottom line all that
Not
hard.
at all.
No.
No, it's not. And the haters just need to stop. They need to be done.
So
It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure the story will develop more.
Right.
Or not.
Do we,
It'll-
yeah. So do we want to talk about the other free game?
Sure.
Mhm.
Do it.
Shoot, run it. Hit
So-
me with a headline.
Ubisoft is, giving away on their launcher, Uplay. You can get this. You can get Assassin's Creed Unity for free from the 17th of April through the 25th.
So do we want to talk about why? Because that matters.
Yeah, that's. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
So, as I'm sure most everybody has seen, unless you've lived under a rock, in which case I don't understand how you're listening to this or watching this, but lived sufficiently enough under a rock to have not seen the cathedral at Notre Dame and has burnt down. And one of the things that's being floated around is that there's talk that they may be using some of the incredibly detailed 3D scans of the cathedral from Assassin's Creed Unity
Yes.
in terms of reconstruction and
Yeah.
rebuilding for the cathedral, if they opt to go that way. I mean, obviously, that's all probably a ways off before they figure out what's going to happen with that. But Ubisoft had their very proud Papa moment and said, "Look at my child," and held up Assassin's Creed Unity for free for a week as what frankly feels like a publicity, not even a goodwill publicity, just a straight publicity stunt, taking advantage of the tragedy of art and cultural loss of the cathedral. And this just doesn't sit okay with me.
So, for
Yeah.
me, I see it a totally different way. I see it that Ubisoft is a French company, and this is their culture, and they have this awesome game that shows the Notre Dame in like a detail never really seen in a video game before, and people want to experience it, or at least they want to show it to people. So I think that's kind of cool, but they're giving it away free for a week. And it was a flawed game. I mean, it's not perfect. It's a good game, and it did have a lot of launch issues. So I don't know if from that standpoint that they're just trying to get it out there. But I think it's kind of a
Maybe.
cool idea. It's just them do. You want to see this what it looked like before, because it's going to literally take. I read an article on this, and because the roof collapsed, which was wood, that they said it's going to take between 200 and 300 artisans to be able to recreate all this stuff, but those people don't even exist right now. They have to
Right.
train them, and they take 10 years of apprenticeship to even get to the point to where they can work on something of this magnitude. And then for example, the roof, the trees that the roof was built out of, those don't exist anymore. So they have to think of either a modern solution, or they have to re-engineer it all. And an example was given. There was a cathedral in Germany that was damaged in World War II. That was 70 years ago. It's still being repaired today.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is probably going to take
Yeah.
It could take 50 years.
Or longer.
Yeah, so this might be the only real chance that some people get to maybe experience or at least see what it looked like if they haven't been there.
Yeah.
You know?
It is
And-
definitely a gorgeous place
oh, absolutely.
to see in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And to know that has happened, or to, having been there, it is a tragedy. And I agree with Josh. I think that this is a really nice way for people to get to experience and kind of to celebrate, Notre Dame's legacy, and to give people a sense of comfort in a way, because I know the impact of losing such a landmark and what it means to the city and to the country. I think they were just looking again to just remind people of the majesty of it.
Yeah. But I'll update my review on this subject from bullshit PR stunt to mixed bag. That's as high as I'm going, though.
Okay,
That's fun.
that's pretty good.
So,
You have some truth in it. Yeah, is it
Yeah.
a PR stunt? I mean, yeah, I
Of course
can
it
see your
is. They're a
point.
company. They're a company. Yeah.
But I do like Josh said, they're from France. They take their culture very seriously over there, and they're very proud of it, and they will show it off. And again, it is such a landmark and is such a tragedy to that nation, and especially to those of us who know its history and know its story. I mean, just think about how long that has stood, and these buildings just cannot handle the modern world sometimes. So it'll be interesting to see the rebuilding process.
Yeah. There, are you there?
I'm here. I'm
fell
here.
asleep.
I'm just,
You want to
Fell
do
no,
it?
I'm just lost in thought on something. But yes, I do want one more.
Okay, so I want to talk about, or I want to just put out there that Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, they had the trailer, and what's pretty interesting is that they've come right out and said there's going to be no microtransactions, and it's a single player story, and there's no multiplayer.
Really?
Yes. So what are your thoughts?
I feel like that press statement has an asterisk at the bottom somewhere with a footnote that says,
Saying, but we're
that-
EA.
But we're what?
more
EA,
specifically, it's going to say, paid microtransactions will come later as a free DLC update for your enjoyment. It has to. Like, you know that for 99 cents you're going to be able to change the color of your lightsaber.
Why not?
I don't think one.
It is interesting though because this is Respawn, and we know Respawn can do a good single player game. They did in Titanfall 2. And a fantastic single player experience in that game. So I'm just interested to see more on the game, because we didn't really see that much. You saw a little bit, you didn't really, but if it's kind of like going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a lot like KOTOR or what's the story. I mean, my whole thing is I'm getting kind of burned out on these stories of Star Wars where they're all this kind of like Skywalker type story where, like the person, because we already know how it ends. We're knowing how this story ends. These are like prequel stories. Why can't they tell us something new that we don't know about? But in the
Right.
Star Wars universe, I mean, I always think they're shrinking the Star Wars universe down to like such a small thing when there's all these other stories they could tell. But it'll be interesting. I'm not saying it's not going to be fun. I'm probably going to buy it.
What's that one indie game where you play the shopkeeper that goes out and dungeon crawls at night to get stuff for his shop? Is that Moonlighter? Feeling that's Moonlighter.
I haven't played it, but I know what you're talking about. I think that might be it.
Yeah, so I feel like there needs to be a Star Wars version of that game, like there's Cadence of the Triforce coming. There needs to be a Star Wars version of that game where you play as was it Greedo, whatever the little flying pig thing
Oh,
that is Yeah, you know who the fuck I'm talking
in the
about.
prequel. In the prequel,
Episode
Waddle
1.
or
Oh,
Waddle or
Yeah,
whatever his
Yeah.
name was. Yeah,
yeah. We're gonna have the Star Wars edition of
the guy who
Well-
like Anakin worked for. Remember
Oh, yeah.
owned
Okay, yeah.
Anakin and his mom.
his mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I owned him. Yeah.
So yeah, that douchebag, where you're gonna play as that dick face, and you're gonna spend your days, selling all the random crap that you spend your nights going out collecting. And then there's also going to be some workforce management where you have to make sure that Anakin and his mom actually stay productive, so you get your investment back out of them.
Yeah. So recreate the Holocaust basically.
Essentially, I'm okay with this.
With just 2 people.
God.
Star Wars Holocaust Simulator coming to a store near you, exclusive on Epic.
Yeah. I am your father or whatever it says on it.
Yep. Come to the profitable side of the Force.
So I was kind of interested to know what Kathy thought about that. With no multiplayer or no microtransactions, like, do you think the game has a chance? But she won't.
I don't give a shit. I don't.
We lost her at Star Wars Holocaust jokes.
Yeah, I think so. We took a dark turn.
I don't. The multiplayer is not necessary. The microtransactions, again, I don't know. I just don't know.
I'm more interested in the title because the way they do Star Wars, they put a colon. Jedi Fallen Order. Are we going to see more games like this, just in the, in this kind of world building? So
I don't know.
we'll have to
I
find
don't
out.
know if they put a colon there. I'm afraid it's going to be shit.
All right. So
I think we're done.
I feel like we've reached that point.
yeah, and there's really no
Yeah.
other news besides just a lot of speculation on new hardware and stuff like that, and we don't really want to talk about rumors too much.
And then the only other
Yeah.
thing was Reggie, the end of an era. Reggie
Yeah.
left.
Reggie's gone.
Gone.
Single
Nintendo.
tier.
Reggie left and he started up his own independent
Twitter.
Twitter account. Yeah, there's like immediately
followed.
400,000 followers.
I followed. I'm curious
Right.
to see
Oh,
what
I
he's
did
gonna
too.
do. I hope. I'm like,
Right.
ooh.
Is it really him or is it a spoof account?
No,
It's him. It's him.
I
he
really just
posted
want
it.
it to be a daily tweet of him posting a picture of him just like sitting on his porch sipping on sweet tea, playing Switch.
Yeah.
Or he's just like, he's granola in the morning, he'll just like
Exactly,
snap a
yeah.
photo of it. Here's what I'm eating for
That's
breakfast.
all I want is just Twitter pictures of Reggie Fils-Aimé eating granola.
Oh, he deserves it.
The best
Yeah.
thing ever. Oh
It's
God.
going to be interesting to see where Nintendo goes from here. So it'll be fun to watch.
Yep. So, all right. Well, a big thank you to everyone that tuned in to screw around with us on Twitter, on Twitch tonight. You can, you know what the hell I meant. Shut up. You can, of course, always find us at our home on Podbean at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. Yeah, see, I can count. iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify. Of course, live right now on Twitch, which is also where you should be to check out our new series with Kathy and myself, The Dumb Leading the Blind, coming soon. We're also going to have getting ready to launch Command Prompt with Josh the LeGroux. And if you missed them live on Twitch, you can also play catch up on those on our YouTube channel. And let's see here. You can always, like the Facebook page. We're going to start getting some new content rolling on there here real soon in the next week or two. And then follow us on your Twitters and check out our fancy new Gen Z baby approved Instagram.
that's being run by a, millennial.
Right.
So be patient with us.
Millennial-powered Instagram. So,
How does this damn thing work?
right. Actually, I think what you need to do for our Instagram, Kathy, is it just needs to be a once-a-day picture that says, have we tried turning it off and on again?
Blowing the cartridge.
That's literally it. Yep. That's all you're going to find
I
out.
tried blowing on the phone, but it didn't work.
Right. Turn it on its side and put a book on top of it. Maybe then it'll play.
Oh,
So,
shit. I need to get some sleep.
Much love and appreciation to my fine partners in crime here, Josh LeGrew and Kathy, Lord of the Stream, Dylan, who joined us earlier this evening, and Eddie, who couldn't be here because we locked him away in a padded cell.
He needed it.
He did.
Yeah.
Or Eddie.
He still hasn't stopped mumbling about the chicken. So,
Well, I'm lost. Okay, never mind. I'll shut up.
remember we were talking food earlier, things that are not actually...
Yeah,
yeah.
went right over my head. Sorry.
That's all right. You know what didn't go over your head? The chicken, because it does not fly.
Say goodnight, Larry.
Good night, Larry. Peace!
Bye.